working student, captures his early dreams, determination, and the beginnings of a dream that shaped his life. Elio, the working student. Elio was the kind of student that teachers remembered. In the sleepy town of San Felipe, where the rice fields glistened in the morning sun and jeepneys rumbled past old wooden houses, Elio stood out, not because he was loud, but because he was quietly brilliant. Even in elementary school, he had a habit of asking big questions. Adventure isn't just about conquering mountains or exploring the unknown, but about embracing every aspect of life, not just the math and science, but every thrilling and challenging experience that comes our way. Man, he once asked during class, if the moon pulls the sea, what pulls us to our dreams? The chalkboard was soon graced with his teacher's smile as she wrote it down. At 10 years old, Elio already knew he wanted more than what their small town could offer. In the heart of an exciting adventure, his parents, Mang Pio and Aling Rosa, were simply there. His father maneuvering a tricycle, his mother taking care of laundry for the local community. They worked tirelessly, not for wealth, but for hope. The kind that came with sending Elio to school each day in a freshly pressed uniform, no matter how old it was. One day, after school, Elio overheard his parents whispering about it. High school is more expensive, his mother said, her voice soft. Uniforms, books, the monthly fare. Elio didn't speak then, but something shifted in him. That evening, while the town slept and the stars blinked above the coconut trees, he made a promise to himself. He would help, somehow. The beginning of sacrifice. As he graduated from elementary school with honors, Elio wore his medal like a shield against poverty. The summer before high school, he asked a neighbor if he could help with deliveries from their small bakery. It meant waking up at 4 a.m., carrying baskets of warm candles, and biking across town before the sun rose. He earned 50 pesos a month. It wasn't much, but it was his. Every coin he folded into a worn envelope tucked beneath his pillow. He didn't tell his parents right away. He didn't need praise, just purpose. By the time high school started, Elio had enough saved for his first set of books and a second-hand bag. He still wore his old shoes, patched carefully by his father, but he wore them with pride. The balancing act. School wasn't easy anymore. His mornings belonged to work, his days to classes, and his nights to homework. There were times he nodded off during algebra, or missed out on school events because he had a side job cleaning the barangay hall. But he never complained. Elio's teachers were quick to spot a curious pattern. Amidst his hectic schedule, he always managed to hand in his assignments punctually. He still ranked at the top of his class. During a parent-teacher conference, one teacher said, "Elio has more discipline than most adults I know." He became a quiet role model, not the star athlete or the class president, but the student everyone respected. Dreams in the dark. One night, after a long day of exams and deliveries, Elio sat on the wooden bench outside their home, eyes turned to the sky. His father sat beside him. "You okay, Aunt?" Elio nodded, just thinking about college. Mang Pio said, "That's still far, but we'll find a way." Elio smiled. "I'm already finding it." That was the first time Elio spoke openly about his dream, to become an engineer. He wanted to build roads and bridges, not just the physical kind, but paths for people like him, from small towns with big hopes. A future on the horizon. By the end of high school, Elio had become more than a student. He was a scholar in every sense of the word, wise beyond his years, hardened by early responsibility, but never bitter. His teachers helped him apply for scholarships. The barangay captain, feeling inspired by his heroic deeds, penned a glowing recommendation letter for him. And when the acceptance letter from a prestigious state university finally arrived, the whole neighborhood celebrated. Elio was going to college. Epilogue, still rising. He still works, this time part-time at the campus library. He still saves every peso he can. Exciting news. In addition to his studies, he has embarked on thrilling adventures. Embark on weekend escapades with the university's engineering club as they generously mentor freshmen free of charge. Sometimes, when he walks home from the library late at night, he looks up at the moon again. He thinks back to that question from years ago. What pulls us to our dreams? Now he knows. Hope, grit, and the quiet strength of a young boy who never stopped believing he could rise. Elio's growth after college, when he becomes a successful engineer. This completes his inspiring journey. Elio, the working student. From bread delivery to building dreams. Elio was the kind of student that teachers remember. In the sleepy town of San Felipe, he had once stood out, not because he was loud, but because he was quiet. He asked questions that stretched beyond textbooks, questions about dreams, gravity, and hope. After years of waking before sunrise to deliver bread, studying late into the night, and helping his family through every hardship, Elio finally earned what once felt impossible: a college degree in civil engineering. A new chapter, the young engineer. After graduation, Elio didn't take a break. While some of his classmates celebrated with trips or gifts, Elio wore his only barong and walked into his first job interview with quiet confidence. He was hired by a respected engineering firm in the city, thanks to his impressive credentials and glowing recommendations. At 22, he found himself drawing plans for bridges, inspecting construction sites, and using the same hands that once carried baskets of hand to now hold blueprints of towering buildings. Every paycheck he received, he sent part of it home to Mang Pio and Alan Rosa, who had sacrificed so much so he could learn. But Elio never forgot where he came from. While others chased luxury, he chased purpose. Giving back to San Felipe. 3 years into his career, Elio returned to his hometown not just as a visitor, but as a builder. The town's elementary school, once worn and leaky, was in desperate need of renovation. With the help of fellow engineers, donations, and some of his savings, Elio led a project to repair classrooms, rebuild the library, and install a proper water system. He even started a small scholarship fund for working students like himself. "I know what it's like to dream while you're hungry," he told the crowd during the school's reopening ceremony. "This is for the kids who dream anyway." People cried. His parents cried. The little boy who once used his shoes now wore a hard hat and boots, this time to build futures, not just his own. The engineer of the heart. Elio's work was soon recognized nationwide. He was featured in a local documentary titled Engineer NG Bayan, where he spoke about perseverance, integrity, and service. He was invited to speak at universities and appeared on TV, though he always stayed humble. He eventually started his firm, focusing on sustainable, community-based infrastructure. His team built flood-resistant roads in rural areas, community centers, and low-cost housing for displaced families. Despite his success, Elio never moved to a fancy subdivision or bought expensive cars. He lived modestly and visited San Felipe regularly, mentoring young scholars, donating books, and spending weekends with his aging parents. Epilogue: the full circle. One evening, Elio sat again on that old wooden bench outside his childhood home, now repaired but still familiar. His niece, a bright-eyed girl with a notebook on her lap, asked, "Tito Elio, what made you want to become an engineer?" He smiled and looked up at the moon. "Because I wanted to build bridges, and not just the ones made of steel, but the ones that connect dreams to reality." She scribbled his answer down. That night, the stars over San Felipe